Services in Angular are like reusable content. So basically you can create a service which can be used anywhere, anytime inside your entire project. Let me give an example. So let's go to our terminal, and now we are going to create our own service. I'm going to call this as my service. So ng generate service, and call this as my service. Let's hit enter. Now here you can see that our ng generate service has created two new files called myservice.service.spec.ts, that is for the testing purpose, and then we have a myservice.service.ts, which is our main service file. Now if I go to my code, you can see that right below this we have our service. I want to open this one now. Now here you can see that we have imported injectable from Angular core, and then we have provided that as for the root so that it can be accessible through our entire site. Next we are exporting a class called myServiceService. Now let's go to our app.module.ts here. Now here in the providers we need to add that service. I'm going to call this as myServiceService. So as soon as I hit enter, it's going to be added inside my myService import. It is importing from myService.service. Now let's get back to our service here. And from here, we will create a simple service right after the constructor. And this service name is going to show me today's date. So show today date. It's a function. And inside that, I'm going to create a variable let. I'm going to set the name as endDate. I'm going to create a new date. And once I get that, I'm going to return the end date. I'll save this. Now I need to get back to my app.component.ts here, and if I scroll back up, and here I need to import the service. So I'm going to click here, say import. I'm going to import my service, and I'm going to import that from myService.service. And once it is imported here, we're going to create a variable over here, today date. And then here I'm going to create a constructor, and inside that I'm going to call private myService. I'm going to set that as myServiceService. And right after this, I'm going to create an ng on init, and inside that I'm going to say this dot today date is equals to this dot myService dot show today date. Save that. Now I'm going to copy this today date name, and I'm going to get back to my app.component.html over here, and right below the h1 tag I'm going to create a p tag with a small tag inside it, and inside this we'll add our today date. Now if I get back to the browser and check it, now you can see that we have today's date displayed in our Angular project.